part of biomedical technology, a part of applied biology. Here we have some techniques like X-ray radiography, the CT scan, computerized axial tomography, MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, positron emission tomography, that sonography, the different kinds of techniques like ECG, electrocardiogram, EEG, the electrocardiogram, EEG, electroencephalogram, EEG. So likewise, the techniques are present here. Let's take a look on these. Biomedical technology. Biomedical technology is the application of principles of biophysics and biochemistry for studying certain biological aspects. For studying certain biological aspects. That it involves the diagnostic imaging like X-ray imaging, computed axial tomography, the CT scan or CAT scan, we use it to say computerized axial tomography or computed tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, we say that MRI. Next, we don't have in syllabus that positron emission tomography, just by namesake it was given. PET scan, sonography, we don't have. So that these are the techniques, diagnostic imaging techniques we see. And the biomedical procedures to study body's vital functions and their disorders like ECG and EEG. ECG, which means electrocardiogram. EEG, which means electroencephalogram. ECG meant for heart and EEG is meant for the brain. Electroencephalogram for brain, electrocardiogram for heart. Okay. So then the biochemical procedures to estimate various biochemical components in body fluids, that ELISA, Western blot, and protein immunoblot. These are the techniques here. So that we are classifying the techniques as three: diagnostic imaging, biomedical procedure, biochemical procedure. Diagnostic imaging include X-ray radiography and CT scan, computerized axial tomography, and CAT scan. We use it to say MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, that positron emission tomography, then sonography. All we say them as diagnostic imaging techniques. Okay, then the biomedical procedures like ECG, electrocardiogram, EEG, electroencephalogram, that they are said to be biomedical procedures. Okay, so then the biochemical procedures like ELISA, Western blot technique, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, ELISA, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, that EEG, electroencephalogram, is it to say that these are said to be biomedical, wait a minute, we did a small mistake. That EEG, electroencephalogram is the biomedical procedure. Biochemical procedures we are talking, that ELISA and Western blot technique. ELISA and Western blot technique are protein immunoblot technique we use it to say. So that the Western blot technique is said to be the biochemical procedures. We'll find the difference when we move forward. So first of all, let us start with X-ray radiography. Story we are beginning with X-ray radiography. Okay. So any diagnostic imaging, any biomedical procedures we are going here, any biochemical procedure, diagnostic imaging or biomedical or biochemical. So we are going to classify this in the form of two. Okay, so that the basic thing, the mechanism. The first here about the mechanism. The first thing we'll go with mechanism. Okay, so that we'll learn the mechanism first. Then after, wait a minute, we lost it. X-ray radiography. So any of the diagnostic imaging procedure, that any of the diagnostic imaging procedure or biomedical or biochemical that we are going to learn, one is mechanism. The first we learn the basic mechanism which is involved in that particular technique. Okay, mechanism. The first thing we are going to learn mechanism, and the second thing the used for. Okay, so for writing an examination also you just remember these two things. Okay, so that means mostly general information will be seen over. So in IP examination, all these we are going to get in the form of 4 mark questions, like whatever I am saying here now, X-ray, CT scan, MRI, in all that. The two things you have to remember: mechanism and used for. One is mechanism, and other is that on which area in for which diseases we are using these. In that way, we need to learn over. The remaining general information as an introduction. For example, here it is given the X-rays. X-rays are discovered by Röntgen. Röntgen discovered the X-rays are useful in diagnostic radiography. It is a simple radiological technique to observe the human body parts and diagnose any physical or anatomical variations, body anatomical and physical variation. Then X-ray images show areas of different densities and composition and different identifiable diagnosable forms. That means we started the mechanism. X-ray images show areas of different densities and composition in different identifiable diagnosable forms. Okay. So the what X-rays will do, a beam of X-rays produced by an X-ray generator. A beam of X-ray is produced by an X-ray generator and is projected on the body part. That X-ray generator machine will be seen over, and that particular machine is going to project the X-rays on body part. Okay, so that recorded an photographic film observed on a fluorescent screen. Okay, so then here the particular human being will be here, that which exposed to the X-rays, and behind that will have a photographic film. That means simply you need to understand here the X-rays will pass through your body and will be fall down on the photographic film. This is the mechanism. Okay, so produced an X-ray generator and is projected on the body parts. X-rays that pass through the body parts are recorded on a photographic film. The green one which I am showing, that is the photographic film. This is photographic film, and this is the body part which X-rays are passing through, and this is the X-ray generator. The basic issue. Okay. So then photographs developed using X-rays are known as radiographs. So on photographic film, whatever will fall down, that we say radiographs or skiagraphs, we use it to say. Then what mechanism we left over here? So we have to classify in our body, when X-rays are passing through, some body parts allow the X-rays to go from them, but some body tissues will absorb the X-rays which they don't allow to go through them. Okay. Then some will allow little and will allow that does not allow little. Okay, little amount of X-rays will pass through them. Okay, in that way, the 3 points you have to remember over. Okay, in that way, 3 points. Let's take 3 examples to understand them clearly. One is bone, and other is soft tissues of our body. Okay, then the third one is air cavities, like in the lungs. Okay, so in these 3 aspects, in the 3 points, you have to remember that all. Okay, so when you are doing this kind of X-ray, that when it is passing through the body part, you just remember that the how they allow. Okay, so and how they appear, how they allow and how they appear. For example, let me take a bone. So when X-ray is passing, so let me say again that we have to pass the radioactive X-rays. The X-rays are passing through these. They need to enter here, and we are recording on photographic film. So So we are recording that on photographic film. So this is the photographic film. Okay, so when we are recording on the photographic film, that if X-rays, what happens is the bones. Bones is a dense part, isn't it? The dense bones absorb the X-ray radiation. They absorb the X-ray radiation. They doesn't allow them to go out from there. Okay, so that doesn't allow them to go out from there. So that's why that you see here the red color arrow mark, which wait, red color. So the red color arrow mark which I am showing here, X-rays are passing through the bone. They don't allow. That is the first thing. Okay. Next, the second one. What is the second one? Soft tissue. Okay. So what about the soft tissue? The X-rays are passing through them. X-rays are passing through them. A little bit. They'll come out. That little bit, the X-rays will come out from here. 3A7 or around. Next, the air cavity. When X-rays are passing through the air cavity, they freely come out from the air cavity. Okay, so now what we need to see here, so how it appears on the photographic film. How it appears on photographic film. So that we need to see here. So here on the through the bone when it is passing through, it appears white in color. Okay, it appears white in color. Through the soft tissues they are passing through, that it appears gray in color. When they are passing through the air cavities, they appear black in color. Okay, so this is the natural form we have to say. So that means 3 points you need to remember. In that, the when it is passing through the bones, it appears white. X-ray film, that photographic plate record them as white. In the soft tissues, the photographic plate record the X-rays are passing through the particular soft tissues, they record it in the form of gray. Through the air cavities, that will be recorded in the form of black. So this is a basic mechanism. As I said to you, in any technology, we have to remember one is mechanism and other is used for. Mechanism and used for. Okay. Besides this, some general information like that we said X-rays are Röntgen rays, right? That because they are discovered by Röntgen and this particular technique of the human body parts to identify, to observe the human body parts and diagnose any physical or anatomical variation. X-ray images show areas of the different densities and composition in different identifiable or diagnosable forms. And X-rays that pass through the body parts are recorded on a photographic film. These are the general points. Next, that particular whatever recorded are called as radiographs or skiagraphs. Dense bone absorb. So that means you see here that first point. Dense bones absorb much of the X-ray radiation, and soft tissues allow more X-rays to pass through. The second point, and the that's why how they appear. The bones are appear more white. Okay, bones are appear more white. Soft tissues appear grayish. Then when the completely air in the lungs appear blackish as it does not block X-rays. Okay, these 3 points in our words. So these 3 points in our words. These 3 points you need to remember while writing an examination. That's it. That means we have to make it a simpler form. Like when the X-rays are passing through the bone, they absorb the radioactive rays or X-rays. Then that's why it appear white on the photographic film. The first point. Second point. When the soft tissues allow the some amount of X-rays to pass through them, so that's why it appears the gray color. Okay. Then through the air cavities, X-rays freely will move forward. That's why it appears black in color. So that appears black in color. This is the mechanism to be remembered over. Okay. So calcifications in tissues too appear whitish. That means you need to understand we are talking about bone. Air in the lungs appear blackish. That means he is talking about air cavity. Okay. So, for example, in case of pneumonia, lungs are very clear for us. That's why when X-rays are passing through, they appear definitely black. But a person is affecting pneumonia and large amount of mucus is deposited over in the particular lungs. So how it appear? They may appear gray. That generally lungs should appear black, isn't it? They appear gray. Means what you can understand? Okay, there is something in the particular lung that he's suffering with pneumonia. So that you can understand. Okay. So that there are so many issues. We are not going to become lab technician while learning all this. That we are not going to become doctor. Just I said over. That's why in the beginning I said over mechanism and use it for. These only things you have to focus. So the basic 3 points which are involved in the mechanism I explained to you. And the X-ray film provides a 2D representation of all the structures of the body part that are superimposed on each other. X-ray radiograph we say, or it can be stored as a digital images. Nowadays, we are storing it as digital image also. Okay. It is used to diagnose or treat patient by assessing the presence or absence of the disease or foreign objects and structural damage or other anomalies. Okay. That means you may have seen over so many times, like if the in the lungs there is an object or a particle, or in the stomach there is an object or particle, unknowingly or accidentally or intentionally, when it was there, like a screwdriver or a scissor, you may have seen over a newspaper. So that the complete image will appear them. That means when X-rays, radioactive rays passing through them, that particular object which is there in the lungs or stomach or intestine, that they don't allow the X-rays to go, isn't it? Remaining will go, and they don't allow. So that's why exactly that object will be appeared on a photographic film, whatever their foreign object which is present inside. Okay, we are talking about the bones, soft tissues, and the air cavities in the body. That in that way. Okay. So the if you have indigestion problems or a tumor in the stomach, that also primarily can be detectable here in the X-ray. Whatever you have to remember these 3 points and use it for. Use it for is your choice nowadays, sir. Who don't know that in what way they are used for X-rays, for bone fractures, for the various kinds of diseases which we are going to use. Okay. So then the next one, the 2D images. We need to see here what is 2D image. In what way we call it as 2D image. X-ray is said to be 2D image. Then what is three-dimensional image that we have to go for? So generally, if I take a photograph of you, not only X-ray, if I take a photograph of you, that can be called as 2D image. That can be referred to as 2D image. Okay. So let me show you. So my video I need to start. Yeah. What is 2D image? So now what you are looking towards me in my video, that is not 2D image, that is 3D image. That is three-dimensional image. My photograph will be 3D image. So that you have to identify the difference here. So just basic knowledge I think you may have, but it's formality here to show the 2D image and 2D image. What is 2D? 2D means two dimension. Two dimensions. Okay. So what is two dimension? Length and width is said to be two dimension. Length and width. Okay. Then what are three dimensions? 3D or three dimensions. We use it to say three dimensions. That means there are three involved here: length, width, as well as depth. Length, width, and depth also involved over. Okay, what is the best example for 2D, two dimension? A photograph or X-ray film, whatever we are talking about. So that will be the best example. What is the best example for three dimension? Itself, you are the three dimension. If I take your photograph and took the printout, that is two dimension. But if you are in front of me, so what I can say? Three dimension. Okay. So that there is a difference between the three dimension and two dimension. So, how can we make it as? That means the three-dimension images, length, width, as well as depth. So just keep that in mind. It will be helpful for us in CT scan about the three dimension. So in X-ray they said about two dimension. That's why I said it over. And one more knowledge we have. Okay, before we continue, we need to have one more knowledge. That is a photograph that you may know that snapshots in nowadays in mobiles they are available. 16 shot mobile that photograph, 16 shot burst in that way. I don't know what mobile you people use, but burst shots with different names. These kind of photographs are available in the in mobiles nowadays. Okay, what is this exactly? That means earlier, when 15, 20 years back, when I am explaining these kind of technology is not available. So what I used to say when I explain X-ray radiography as that angiography to explain, that means the same technology. When I explain, we used to have books at the time, that cricket books. That means if you open the pages, that if you move the pages faster, then a cricket shot will be seen over. Okay, so that kind of technology, that kind of printed books are available in the market. I don't know whether they are available or not at present, but at least nowadays, to people, if a person is walking from there, you are taken burst shot. That means 16 shot or 32 shot you are taken. So what happens that along the length of walking will take the photograph, isn't it? Okay, what afterwards? If you move the photos at a time, it seems to be he is moving, isn't it? So what is that called? 24 frames. If you move for 1 second, if you move 24 frames, an object, a photograph, 24 photographs, if they move for 1 second, it seems to be like a movie. What my point here, what I want to say here, it seems to be like a movie. That means if you are taken my 24 photograph, that 10 for 1 second, if you are moving that particular. Older days, the projector, the film used to say, nowadays digital theaters came over, but older days, the film, that used to rotate per second 24 film, when it is rotating, on screen, you use it to see the particular movie. Okay, got my point exactly here. So if 12 frames are moving per second, that is slow motion. If 30 frames are moving per second, that is fast forward. So that older days theaters, but nowadays, from last 3 4 years, digital theaters came over. I think you aged people may not see that kind of projector film. Projector film when moving from second 24 frames, that used to say that movie is started. Okay, that means that moving object on the screen. Why we are saying this? To continue the next part. As we know, we came to know X-ray radiography. Now we need to move with the angiography. That by using X-ray radiography, that we are learning that angiography technique here. So, X-ray film provides 2D representation of all the structures of the body parts superimposed on each other, or it can be stored as a digital image. It's over now. It is used for diagnose the treat the patients by assessing the presence or absence of the disease, foreign objects. Okay, and the structural damage or other anomalies, that's over. That means in the case of fracture cases and that. Now the second concept is angiography. The word angio we are using for what? Angio means blood vessels, isn't it? So, what happens if you take an X-ray for blood vessels? Seems to be it's a joke, isn't it? Angiography involves the taking of series of X-rays. By single X-ray, we don't understand anything. Taking a series of X-rays as blood flows through the blood vessels, such as the coronary or carotid arteries, to study plaques in them. Okay, so what we are doing there? Continuous X-rays we are taking, a series of X-rays. Nowadays, as I said to you, we are not taking the photographs or films. Digital X-rays we are talking. Series of X-rays passing through the blood, flows through the blood vessels such as coronary or carotid artery. Coronary artery means artery which supplies blood to the heart. Very important, isn't it? Carotid artery which supplies blood to the brain. Okay, so to study the blocks in them, the particular, so that means when the blood is flowing through these, how it flows. So that we are trying to identify by taking continuous X-rays. So you may ask over by taking continuous X-rays, how will come to know the blockage? Okay, for that only I said that the second 24 frames when we move are burst shot photos are at a time the 16 photos. That means per second, if you are moving rapidly, it seems to be working. So that means here, what we do here, we do continuous X-rays, continuously X-rays will pass to the blood vessel, and all the digital images will be recorded in computer to understand the flow of blood in the carotid artery and the coronary artery. We call it as angiography. That is X-ray itself, but continuous taking series of X-rays. Okay. So this procedure involves injecting dyes into blood to get contrast images. Nowadays, we call it as digital subtraction angiography. Use it to get better resolution images. Digital subtraction angiography. We use it to say it as digital subtraction angiography. Okay. So we don't have much mechanism here about this. Just series of X-rays. So to explain the series of X-rays only, we went through this particular. Okay, single X-ray. When we get a bone fracture, I don't think so. You want the series of X-rays. One X-ray photograph is enough. I'm comparing it with X-ray with photograph. Okay. Next, the 16 shutter burst shot. That means continuously taking X-rays and that particular stored in the digital storage in computer. There you can understand. Okay. So that what I am doing here in general words, I am taking your photograph continuous by putting on camera button. I took some your 2000 photographs while you are moving. Okay, so now I am observing your movement pattern by putting all the 2000 photographs in computer. Okay, so there I can understand whether you are walking properly or not. That means walking, you have to compare with the blood flow in the that blood vessel, particularly in the carotid artery and the particular coronary artery, which is very, very important, heart and brain. Correct? So that you can understand the patterns of blood flow, whether is there any blockages, whether blood flow is properly going or not, that all issues you can see clearly. Okay, so this is the X-ray radiography. Before we close this, let me say once again. So one more is given here, the portable X-rays. Nowadays, X-rays are easily available, isn't it? That portable X-rays are available nowadays. And ambulance also you can use these kind of X-rays. The people nowadays we are using, then ambulances also we are using this particular X-rays. Okay, so easily available in a user's point of view, in advantages and user's point of view, we can say here it is easily available, and the primary is very much helpful for the primary detection of that whatever the abnormalities in the bone. That means when we get a bone fracture, and that means when we fall down from someplace else, so immediately doctor what he used to say X-ray. Okay, so in that way. Okay, so and advantages wise, we have some advantage. That means direct benefits we can't say here, but at least then that for one X-ray equal to exposure of radiation from the earth, which we are exposing in general for 10 days. Okay, in that way, it is a minimum effect, we can say this. That means here, first of all, you need to understand, we are exposing to radioactive rays is very common item here from the earth also we have some get that radioactive exposure. One X-ray you have taken means that means 10 days exposure to the general exposure to the from the earth, radioactive exposure which is coming from the earth generally. Okay, so that's why in that way it is not much harmful, we can say. Okay, so now let me give the final conclusion for the X-ray radiography. X-rays discovered by Röntgen are useful in diagnostic radiography. It is a simple radiological technique to observe the human body parts and diagnose the physical or anatomical variation. The X-ray images show areas of different densities and composition in different identifiable or diagnosable forms. A beam of X-rays is produced by an X-ray generator, is projected on the body parts. X-rays that pass through the body parts are recorded on a photographic film. Recorded on a photographic film are observed in on a fluorescent screen. Photographic film are observed on a fluorescent screen. Photographs developed using X-rays are known as radiographs or skiagraphs. So here onwards, that much need to be focused on. Dense bone absorbed. much of the X-ray radiation, and soft tissues allows more X-rays to pass through. So bones appear white because they are absorbing. Then soft tissues look grayish. The calcifications in tissues too appear whitish. That means in case that what we said, in case of hyperparathyroidism, our soft tissues are also going for calcification. Okay, simply we say, let's say stones. So in the ureter, you need not to expect any kind of whitish part in ureter, isn't it? But you are observing a whitish portion in the ureter means that is definitely calcified form of that in general normal language. We use it to say that as stones. Okay. So air in the lungs appear blackish. Why? Because that is airways. The completely X-rays will pass through, as it does not block X-rays. The X-ray film provides a 2D representation of all the structures of the body part superimposed on each other. That what do you say, X-ray radiograph, or it can be stored as a digital image. It is used to diagnose or treat patients by assessing the presence or absence of the disease. Okay, the foreign objects and structural damage are other anomalies. Next, after that, angiography. Need to see the angiography. That angiography, angio means blood vessels, blood circulation. Talking about. Okay, angiography involves taking series of X-rays as blood pass through the blood vessels such as the coronary and carotid arteries. Coronary and carotid to be remembered over. Coronary and carotid artery, we do angiography. So study the blacks in them. This procedure involves injecting dyes into blood to get the contrasting images. And nowadays, the digital subtraction angiography. The digital subtraction angiography is nowadays used for to get a better resolution images. Okay. Then after that, the portable X-ray missions are also available nowadays. X-rays help to detect skeletal fractures, pneumonia, tuberculosis, cancers. So every precaution should be taken to avoid the exposure of gonades, the sensitive portions where a radioactive ray effect can be seen over. And the fetus of a pregnant woman, as X-rays may prove to be more dangerous to them. So this is the thing. So that accordingly, while reading this, you just need to remember mechanism. Mechanism, as I said, to give some introduction, then mechanism, then use it for. Use it for is given in this area, in red color. Okay, use it. So that will be our 4 marks question. Okay, so X-ray radiography. Knowing X-ray radiography may not be helpful for much in NEET, but the X-ray radiography useful for IP portion. That mostly X-ray, CT scan, MRI. From these, we are going to get one question at least in IP examination. So that's why we took some time to explain this particular. Okay.